Yes, people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Live Talks Football. I hope you guys are doing all right today. And this is going to be a quick video because today is Saturday, of course, and there's Premier League games that's coming up, including my game. So this is just going to be a very quick one. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but you know, but I was too busy and I just had to react to the Xavi Simons to Tottenham deal, so I couldn't manage to do one yesterday. But today, I'm not doing anything busy, so this is just going to be a quick one. I'm just going to give you my predictions and tell you why I predicted those, and go through them all again, and just quickly end this video because I've got to prepare myself, um, you know, for the other games, and to also watch the games as well. So this is just going to be a quick one. So yeah, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification as well. And yeah, without wasting more time, let's do this. So the first game, of course, is the West London Derby, which my club, Chelsea, face Fulham. So basically, game week two, we Chelsea started that, and now today we start game week three. So there you go. But it's a West London Derby, and we simply have to win. We have to get revenge against Fulham because you remember on Boxing Day we lost 2-1 to them, and then we went to their place and won 2-1. And I believe that Harry Wilson scored the late winner at Stamford Bridge, and then it was Pedro Neto that scored the late winner at Craven Cottage. So there you go. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it will not be the same. Hopefully, it will not be the same as it was last season. We need to go out there, get the win, and get revenge. That is it. That's what I want it to happen. And in terms of my starting, my predictor lineup on who I want to see, it's basically the same as the West Ham game because there's no Palmer because he felt something in his leg which was the groin injury. There's nothing too serious, and of course he's not in the England squad, which is good. So what I've heard is that he might be available for the Brentford game. We're gonna have to wait and see, but it's nothing serious. It's just a groin injury. We'll see if he's going to be available for the Brentford game because after the Fulham game, that we got the international break. So we'll see if he become available. But yeah, basically the same starting lineup in the game against West Ham. Robert Sanchez in goal. Um, hope maybe start Reece James as right back though, because I think Gusto's a right, but he did have a few shaky moments. So may probably start Reece James, Mark Cookway left back, Tosin and Chalobah, two centre backs, the midfield of Enzo and Caicedo, left wing Pedro Neto, right wing Estevao, in the 10 João Pedro and Liam Delap and up top. Now I know people may not like me to put Liam Delap up top, but listen, he was good against West Ham, and he was involved the third goal. The only problem is that we didn't give him enough service. When you look at the pass map against West Ham, none of the players fed the ball to Liam Delap. So today, when like our hope here that Liam Delap makes a great one and we give him enough service. Because if we expect him to score like maybe 15 to 20 goals, then we need to give him enough service. So hopefully today we'll be able to do that. So yeah, hopefully. But yeah, my prediction is 2-1 Chelsea. It's gonna be a tough game. I think we're gonna concede because either the mistake or Robert Sanchez does something stupid. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna win this game. Tough game, but yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea. We have to get revenge, and hopefully Chelsea don't let me down. The goal scorer for Fulham, maybe Wilson. For Chelsea, I'm gonna go for João Pedro and hopefully Estevao. So yeah, 2-1 Chelsea. It's gonna be my prediction for that game. The next game, of course, is Manchester United or Man Scrum United versus Burnley. Now, surely, Manchester United have to win this game. There is no excuses. No excuses. Don't get me wrong. Burnley and Grimsby are two completely different teams. Grimsby's in League Two, but Burnley's in the Premier League, but they're not consistently. They're always in the Championship, you know. But Man United have to win this game because Grimsby Town, yeah, The fact that they've lost to a League Two team, the fourth tier of English football, is embarrassing. You know, like losing to Burnley, like if they would have lost to Burnley, obviously it's not good, but at least they won't lose to a team that's in League Two. You know, but Man United are at home to Burnley. They're at home, and they have to win. They have to win. They have to, you know, and because if they don't, then I believe, then for me as a look, listen, if you want me to be honest, as a Chelsea fan, I will Ruben Amorim to stay because after the international break, I think they are a way to you know. So yeah, away to that team, and then they'll play us, Chelsea at Old Trafford. So I want Ruben Amorim to stay. I do not want to see him sad because Eric Ten Hag got sacked before the Chelsea game, and I don't want the same thing to happen to Ruben Amorim because I want to face Man United at Old Trafford and win. That is it. That is it for me. So fingers crossed he can stay. But if you want me to be honest as a football fan, then he needs to go because 7 wins in 29 Premier League games is unbelievable. Is not good enough. 24.1% of his win ratio is just really really bad. So, but he has to win this game, and I hope he does. I hope he does win this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a Man United win of 3-0. They have to win this game. If they don't, if they draw or lose this game, boy, they are in trouble. But yeah, 3-0 to my United. Goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Brian and Bremo, um, Benjamin Sesko, and maybe Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, 3-0 to Man United is my prediction for that game. The next one is 2-1 to Sunderland versus Brentford. Of course, Brentford won their game at home against Aston Villa. For Sunderland, they lost against Burnley, but when these two teams face each other in the Championship, you know what happens. So, but listen, Sunderland, they looked really good against West Ham. Of course, West Ham were bad, and I know Brentford are a good team, but I think for me that Sunderland will win this game because if the atmosphere is the same, if the performance they did against West Ham, especially in the second half, is the same, then I think he'll win. But the reason why I've gone for 2-1 is because facing a low block is difficult. It really is difficult. So we're gonna have to wait and see if Sunderland will be able to break a low block because I don't know if they do. But I've gone for 2-1 because it's at home, and they're facing a London team. So yeah, I feel like they are gonna win. So 2-1 to Sunderland. 2-1 to Sunderland is gonna be my prediction for that game later today. So yeah, 2-1 to Sunderland. Don't know who the goal scorers would be, but all I know is that Sunderland will win this game. So there we go. Um, now I'm gonna change this prediction. The next one, of course, is Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Now, I predicted 2-1 Tottenham, but you know what? I'm gonna go 3-1 because Tottenham have really, really impressed me, under Thomas Frank. Now do I think that they're gonna be in the top, finish in the top four? No, I don't think so. But but the way my Tottenham defend and the way they go out on top is absolutely fantastic. Like Mohamed Kudus is starting to cook. They brought in Xavi Simmons. They and they're interested in Manuel Kanji. You know what I mean? Who else are they trying to sign? Yeah, they signed Kudus. Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, Tottenham are serious, They really are. And that's why I changed my prediction. If you watch KG's channel, I changed my prediction. I told them in sixth or maybe fifth above Aston Villa and Man United below mid table again. Because Tottenham are very serious. Very serious. Like I said last season, finishing 17th for Tottenham is not good enough. So but yeah, bringing in Thomas Frank, I did have questions, but you know what? Tottenham are defending really well, and they're starting to score goals as well. Even Charlison is starting to look good as well, the Brazilian. So yeah, Tottenham, man, they are really serious. And I know last season they drew that game, but that was under Ange. But this time they will win. They will definitely win. So I'm gonna go for a 3-1 Tottenham win. Bournemouth goal scorer, don't know. And for Tottenham, I'm gonna go for with Charlison to score a brace and maybe Mohamed Kudus to score. So yeah, 3-1 Tottenham. I believe they'll win. I believe they'll win. Right, the next one is Wolves versus Everton. Of course, both teams did play in the Carabao Cup and both teams are through. But in terms of Wolves in the Premier League, not so good. Zero wins, zero goals. I mean, sorry, no goals scored and four and 5 goals conceded. So it's not good for Wolves. But Everton, though, after that loss at home, I mean away to Leeds, they played in their new stadium for the first time in the Premier League. They faced Brighton and they won 2-0, which I also predicted, so I got 3 points. But they were very lucky. Very lucky Everton. Even I was lucky as well because Brighton had bare chances. And if Matoro would have scored that goal, that would have been a goal of the season if he would have scored that. So it is what it is, man. But listen, it's at Molineux, and Wolves need to get a win. They simply have to get a win because last season under their new manager they done really well, but they simply have to get this win. They simply have to. But I have this bad feeling that they won't. I really do because Everton are a really good team. And don't get me wrong, going to Monaco ain't that easy, but yeah, like for me, if Wolves need to win this game, they need to put put balls in the back of the net because that's what they didn't do against Man City. Yes, they were offside a couple of times, but they had chances to score and they couldn't. So to me, Wolves need to put in the same performance as they did against Man City, but this time create chances of putting the back of the net. Otherwise, it will be another loss to them. So there you go. So yeah, 2-0 Everton. Goal scorer, Beto and Decore. So yeah, 2-0 Everton. The next one, of course, is Saturday Night Football, which is Leeds versus Newcastle. Of course, Leeds United um, did beat Everton, luckily, but lost 5-0. For Newcastle, though, not good for them because they drew against Villa away and they lost 3-2 to Liverpool. And that Anthony Gordon red card, I don't know what he was thinking. His foot was high, could have potentially injured Van Dijk with his hamstring, but lucky enough, but there's only marks and that's basically it. But yeah, Anthony Gordon, man, let the team down. So listen, but Newcastle did really well. Did really well against Liverpool, but they lost again. They lost again. So the question is, who is going to be playing up top? Because there's no Isak and there's definitely no Anthony Gordon. So that's why I've gone for a draw because it's at Leeds, and it's a difficult place to go to. And yeah, I just feel like this game is going to be a draw because Leeds United, yes, they got a win against Everton, but they were lucky. In the second half, Everton were the better team, but you know what I mean? And they lost 5-0. So yeah, it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw. I wanted to go for Newcastle win, but since there's no Anthony Gordon, yeah, I see this being a draw. So yeah, 1-1. 1-1. I don't know who's going to score for Newcastle, but all I know is that it's going to struggle. So yeah, I'm just going to go for 1-1 for that game. Right, Super Sunday's game. So we have Brighton versus Man City. And yeah, I've gone 2-1 to Brighton because because Brighton against the top six teams have a good record. They drew against Arsenal, they beat my club Chelsea, they beat Tottenham, they beat Liverpool, they beat United, and they beat Manchester City. So listen, don't get me wrong, Rodri is back, but when players come back from ACL, they don't look the best. So let's see if Rodri is gonna make Man City not lose games because yes, he lost against Tottenham, but he came off the bench. So you know what I mean. And Man City's defense is still awful, still awful. The likes of John Stones, James Trafford was awful against Tottenham, especially playing him up from the back. So I don't know who Man City are going to sign, but for me, I feel like they need to stick with Edison unless they get in a goalkeeper, which I'm not sure the situation with Donnarumma at the moment, but I feel like James Trafford was awful against Tottenham, and if he starts tomorrow, then he needs to put in a better performance. But I have a doubt that Man City's defense is still awful, and Brighton are good at home, so I'm gonna go for the same result as last season, 2-1. But who knows? Maybe Man City can win this game because usually they start off really bad, but then let's say from January onwards they go on a beat to one. So let's just see. But yeah, 2-1 Brighton, man. 2-1. It's gonna be my prediction. The next one, and West Ham fans may not like this, but I've got to be real. You're going away to Nottingham Forest, and yeah, I see you guys losing that game because Graham Potter so far is not looking good. Not looking good. Only one goal they scored. One goal they scored. Actually, no. Sorry. Yeah, in the last four games. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. No. Yeah. So far, 3 goals scored and 11 conceded, and no wins at all. Loss after loss after loss. I mean, boy, I tell you what, if I was a West Ham fan, I would tell one of these owners to sack Graham Potter, during the international break because West Ham are a good team. Don't like people are saying, "Oh, West Ham are a rubbish team." No, remember a few seasons ago, they won the Conference League, and that was under David Moyes. So West Ham are a good team, but Graham Potter's making West Ham worse. And I tell you what, if they stick with Graham Potter this season, I think for me that West Ham could be relegated and maybe one of the promotive teams will stay up. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's happening with West Ham, but they need to sort this out. So yeah, so for me, I see them losing this game. I don't like maybe they might score, but I don't see that happening. I really don't see a 3-0 Nottingham Forest, man. They're gonna get that win. The goal scorers, Chris Wood to score a brace and Callum Hudson to score. So yeah, 3-0 Forest, man. West Ham are absolutely terrible right now. Absolutely terrible. Lose this game, then I don't know the situation with Graham Potter, but they need to sack him. They need to sack him because things cannot get worse for them. They just can't. So yeah, 3-0 to Forest. The next one, and I will be doing a live watch along, is the big one. Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield. So obviously both teams won their last game, but Liverpool were very lucky, and yeah, their defense is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like Konate, man, he was shocking. Virgil van Dijk was okay, but if I was a Liverpool fan right now, the transfer window ends in 2 days' time. So I don't know what FSG are trying to do, but they need to get Mark Guehi because they were interested in him, and Crystal Palace don't mind paying him because Mark Guehi has 1 year left on his contract, and Crystal Palace definitely do not want to sell him for free for next year. They don't. So Liverpool need to get this done. They need to because Konate hasn't been that great, making individual mistakes at the back. So there you go. Now many Arsenal fans think that they can beat winning at Anfield, and it could happen. But for me, for me, I've gone for a 2-2 draw because Liverpool's record at Anfield against the Big Six is absolutely crazy. Like I can't remember the last time a Big Six team went to Anfield and won. I really don't. Maybe it's during COVID, but that's when Liverpool were really, really bad. When it comes to challenging for the title, yeah, nobody can beat them at Anfield. Nobody. Absolutely no one. So, listen, I've gone for a Desmond 2-2, just like it was last season. I mean, feel like maybe Arsenal, maybe 2-0 up, and then Liverpool come back, to win that game. Or it could be the other way around. But yeah, 2-2, man. 2-2. Goal scorer, Ekitike and Mo Salah, because you love to score against Arsenal. For Arsenal, I'm going to go for Victor Gyökeres and Declan Rice. So yeah, 2-2 draw. Don't get me wrong, there's no Saka, no Odegaard, but listen, they've got Ethan Wanyeri, they got Madueke, they got Eze. Could he make his debut against Liverpool? I don't think he'll start, but maybe he could come on and do something. So yeah, 2-2 between Liverpool and Arsenal, and there will be a watch along on that one. Then last and not least, Villa versus Crystal Palace, 7 p.m. kickoff here in the UK, and yeah, both teams are in Europe, but the Europa League, one is in the Europa League, one is in the Conference League, and yeah, Villa, not a great start for them. No wins in two, one draw, one loss. For Crystal Palace store, um, two draws, two draws. Like for me, they should have won against Chelsea. I feel like they will, but that's the rule. The Chris and the Forest game, they had bad chances but couldn't won. So Crystal Palace, could they get a win against Villa? We'll have to wait and see. But Villa Park is still a tough place to go to. It really is. So I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw in this one. I feel like for me that Villa will start off really good, but then Crystal Palace will just find a way to frustrate Villa, defend all their lives and just try and get a draw because if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a 2-2 draw last season. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the same results. Yeah, 2-2 between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. So there you go, guys. That is my Premier League predictions for game week number 3. And like I said, this is a quick one, so do forgive me. But I'd like to say a massive thank you for all of you that subscribed um, during my last feature where I just went on a rant for Javi Simmons. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and sharing. And if you got your predictions, do let me know in the comments below. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching. I've got enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and yeah, peace, man. I'm out of here.